AKA Padders. Welcome to episode 571 of AKA Pads, the Film Buff Podcast. I am your idiot. We're going to get into that very soon. But yes, obsessive film buff over here. My life has been watching movies and documenting movies and building thoughts around movies. And you are with me right now on the 571st time of that journey. And here it is. It's Oppenheimer. It's Barbieheimer. Last episode, the idiot over here declared Barbie a masterpiece. And guess what we're doing? People, we watch movies here. We watch a lot of movies. And we sit down and we think about these movies. Why hasn't anyone thought about Oppenheimer? It's beyond me. Christopher Nolan gets a blank check to do whatever the heck he wants with movies. And look, he makes a movie here. We have a movie that has sound, music, cinematography, acting, special effects, big hoopla about some camera. We don't need this movie in IMAX. There's only about 14 official registered screens of IMAX in the entire US of A. If you go into an IMAX theater, I don't know what you're walking into. I don't know why Christopher Nolan wasted so much time, effort, the publicity behind this movie, wasted so much time discussing how great and technical the IMAX shoot was, because whatever. This is a movie where people walk in the rooms and talk, or they're sitting down at a table to talk, or they're walking and talking. That's it. There's a movie to compare this to. It's called Fat Man and Little Boy. Directed by someone who won the Palme d'Or. Starring Paul Newman and a bunch of other people. John Cusack's in that movie. He dies. You feel like shit when John Cusack dies in Fat Man and Little Boy. Your heart goes out to that. In this movie, we're told it's brilliant. We're told it's a masterpiece. People, we're told everything about this freaking movie. And what we get is a boring snooze fest. We don't get much insight. We get zero insight as of who Oppenheimer was as a man. We don't get much insight about the people around him. So what is this? What is this movie exactly? It's just a exercise of power, of Hollywood power. This movie is actually the reason why a lot of cinema is in the state that it's in. And I say cinema, I'm not saying movies. Because we're in this run of not ending movies. Movies don't really have endings. I don't know what they're doing sometimes with some of these movies. This movie just kind of stops. We get no definition. And then we get all this communist stuff in this movie. And we're built to feel sorry for Oppenheimer. I'm not sure why. Because the movie doesn't explicitly say he was a communist or wasn't. We just get a witness of this Banana Republic hearing. But that's not the point of why we're being shown that. We're being shown that to feel sorry for Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer didn't seem to be much of a good person. He's leaning towards communism. He's leaning towards womanizing. He pushes and bullies the people around him. He creates the bomb and then later goes on this apology tour. Maybe that's the point. I don't know. Sometimes these filmmakers have to be explicit. To me, this is it's like this amazing misstep. Interstellar from Nolan. Don't quite get the ending. The ending's not great enough like 2001 where you do have to watch it for a lifetime and think about that ending. Then we get Tenet after that. And, well, that's a tough one. I could not even finish that movie. Dark Knight Rises. Dark Knight Rises is a awesomely woke movie, way ahead of any of that. The plights in that movie would be very, very well received today. But the movie just isn't there. It's not. Dark Knight Rises just pees on the idea of what the Dark Knight is. Just pees on it. Then we get this movie. Does this movie pee on Oppie? It's not as good as Fat Man Little Boy. That movie has action. It's got radiation poisoning. Pulls on the heartstrings. You get a sense of Oppenheimer. Paul Newman demolishes Matt Damon. I'm tired of people talking about the cast and the people that pop up in this movie. What does that have to do with the movie itself? I don't care who's in front of me on screen. I just care that they're good. And they're also a part of a movie built up like this with a strict narrative. I don't know, people. Now I'm recommending Oppenheimer. I think it's a snooze fest. I think you're a sucker. You're a sucker if you call this movie great, a masterpiece. You are out of your mind if you call this movie a masterpiece. There's other Oppenheimer movies. We already named it. Go watch Fat Man Little Boy. Go check out that movie. This one, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, a little bit of a insight on how things were made. From the beginning of this movie, I thought we were really going to attempt to show us what the mind of Oppenheimer looks like. But no. It's just a Wikipedia article on screen. And that's what I said walking out of the movie theater. Popcorn was good, though. AKAPAD here, the film buff. Rock and roll.